I don't remember the last time that I saw these guys play. Hello, Arturo. How are you today?
Good.
Battle 1. Fight.
It sounds like we got Carbon Clive coming in as well.
Oh, Alpha.
Yeah, excellent. Everything is perfect.
You shall die. Attack on you.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen these guys play against each other once or twice before. I feel like it must have happened, but I can't necessarily remember it.
I definitely haven't. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure I haven't seen them play yet.
Zos with the longer range, not necessarily the better frames. Zos certainly with the much bigger damage, especially when 2 curses are on board. You kind of have to expect a 1B is going to occur in that scenario.
Battle 2. Fight.
Glad I see you in there.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
Whenever he's got all this stuff set up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have to go do TO stuff, but JJJ, take it away.
Looks like Malice was just ever so slightly off base with his ring out, but he'll still pretend. Oh no, is that it? It is. Wow. Ron ends up getting his ring out when Malice doesn't get his. That's quite unfortunate. But he does get a good tech crouch to start off the 3rd round. Yeah, he keeps getting hit by the 6 PB though. This is going to be a big deal. He has to be more patient from farther away. No punish on the 3B either. But he is getting a little bit of mileage out of his tech crouch. He's not necessarily getting a lot of mileage out of virtually anything else, which is unfortunate. Because yeah, eventually Zos is just going to pack on a level of damage that is very difficult to deal with. But that was, again, a fantastic tech crouch on that stab. We're going to have to deal with more of this soul charge stuff. Right at the end of the soul charge is when Ron gets the lethal hit, so that's a pretty big deal too. Yeah, and I think he's dead. Yeah, too many curses. So yeah, if Malice ends up being a little bit more defensive whilst trying to get in, and honestly, you don't even necessarily have to worry too much about trying to get in on Zos in general, simply because his block strings do have a tendency of dragging you in as it is. Not necessarily with frame advantage either. So it might just speak to a level of Malice not being comfortable with Zos strings. That's certainly possible. Looks like he decided to go with a stage that has no ring outs whatsoever and gives him plenty of room to walk around. So I can understand it.
And walls. Oh wait, you said that. No ring outs.
At least he didn't get hit by the 6BB that time around. Fantastic, okay. That's important information for Ron to have, though, that Malice is going to be ducking those kinds of strings. He does have a way of dealing with that. Yeah, he's going to be dealing with the 6B plus K string by ducking as well. Nice bait, and that should do it. Yeah, it's very, very close. Virtually every round seems to be cutting it incredibly close. And it's a matter of whether Ron can pull off anything with the orbs, with the curses that he ends up getting or not. For the most part, whenever Malice is getting a large amount of damage, it's off of these tech crouches. So if Ron can keep himself from doing a lot of highs, that would also definitely benefit him. I know that's easier said than done for a character like Zos. Fantastic punish yet again.
Yeah, that was a truly okay. We got big Sophie damage coming out here.
It's always important never to do -14 stuff against Sophie when you're red in her face. It's not really a punish that Sophie players need to think about all that hard. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, this stage is definitely working out for Malice so far. Kind of night and day. Fantastic way of getting away from that 6B somehow.
That was some good Oki there, but Ron ended up getting the best of him.
Oh man, that AS A plus B getting that clap set up. Yeah, see, he caught him when he was ducking the way that he did last time, so that was smart stuff. So Ron does have him dead to his CE. Let me see if he tries to pull it off, or if he just decides, okay, so interesting. He just goes with the threat of the CE being enough to make Malice timid.
No meter needed if you can.
Yeah, if you pull that off, very similar to how like Siegfried players will not necessarily pop Dark Legacy and just use the threat of it to be enough. Now Malice is just getting caught sidestepping all day. You can't necessarily do like the traditional step guard meta against a character like Zas. Oh boy, did you really just lose this, Malice? This game was kind of won for you, and now not so.
Well, meter is even, he can still pull it back.
Yeah, he could. Not by doing unsafe stuff, though.
It's not looking good, though.
That's honestly just like one punish. Well, okay, so he decides to spend meter here. I feel like this is gonna scale a lot.
Sort of take the damage you can get while you have it available.
Yeah, that wasn't all that great, though. Man. Something tells me this is going to be dead to another Zas Soulcharge like we had last time. Okay, so that's both meter stocked, so he's in yellow now.
Okay, so we spent a bunch of meter on a decent chunk of damage, but he still needs to close it out. And
now I just imagine that Malice tries to back off as much as possible.
Oh, he didn't do it.
He tries to tech crouch under it. Oh, Malice, what kind of situation have you put yourself in? You got the GI. That's not going to do it yet, but he's dead to a 1k. Goes for 3k and Ron blocks it. Okay, now we're into this plus situation. Into more plus. That's already safe. Oh, he tried to pop the ores, but the 2-2B was too fast.
Alright, 1-1. Not bad, Malice. Not a bad, well, he had it, and then he had to come back. So
interesting, Ron decides to stick with the stage. I'm surprised by that.
Okay, so you can hear me. Yay!
High five.
Hello.
Hello.
All right,
Bad time. I know. I was
Where
watching
have you
this
been? I have been worried sick.
Aw, I missed you too, JJJ.
That is not what I said. I'm just talking about how sick I am.
Okay, fine. Well, speaking of sick, this match.
It was all a setup. It was all a setup.
Pretty back and forth. It looks like Malice got the right amount of momentum that he needed after taking that last set.
Yeah, I'm frankly surprised that Ron decided to keep at this stage. I'm surprised he didn't want to go to... Because clearly this is the stage that Malice picked intentionally, so he's going to be more comfortable on a stage like this. Just for the sake of mixing it up and potentially having more ring-out opportunities, which clearly Malice doesn't want to deal with, I would think that you would want something that gives you more of those opportunities. I don't know.
Absolutely. Sophitia being one of those characters that's so strong in the close range, and I mean not having ring out opportunities available to you, particularly as a Zasalamel player, I mean you're really just hurting yourself. So I definitely agree with that. But Malice going for a soul charge here, and he has Ron against the wall. Nice RI.
Oh man, I gotta say, Ron has basically been 0% for his post GIs so far. He's gotten quite a few amount of GIs, and he's been wrong on basically every single one. Now he's dead to a 1k yet again. Ah, nice.
Ooh,
just taking
nice
the GI bait makes sense.
Yeah. But again, Malice like running away with this, already up by 2.
This is what happened last time, though, so Ron can certainly make a comeback if he has the ability to try and, I don't know, not die to these God, he's wrong again. He just keeps committing to these options that are just simply wrong. Is he going to lose to the RE as well? Yeah, that's, I think, it, right? All you have to do is wait for... No! That was
what? No! Why did he do
And I think that's going to work. Yeah, it's going to end up sealing the game. So, yeah, Ron was wrong on, I think, literally every post-GI. And so, you know... That sucks. And that's the way it is.
Yeah, like Malice really ran away with that last round, last set actually. And I mean, he almost messed it up there, you know, after he got that RE, that launcher. I think a CE would have ended it, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, he almost dropped it. You don't want to give your opponents those opportunities, particularly in a game like Soulcalibur. But still, GG's to him.
I guess it was kind of because for the CE to work there, the opponent, when they get popped up in the air like that, have so much lag time that you do have to actually delay your CE to a significant degree. So maybe he wasn't expecting... perhaps he realized that his opponent was dead to his CE a little bit too late, and he just simply couldn't confirm the exact timing he needed in order for the CE to work in that situation. Yeah. But I'm just speculating.
I mean, it's possible. I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
Yeah, the winner of that. So Mouse is going to go up against Incendiate in winners round 2.
All right. So for the next match, I've got Leanxtriforcer versus Deodin 13. So we got an Amy for you, I think.
The 13th Deodin.
Cool.
Amy versus Astaroth is certainly a weird one for both players.
I would put it in favor for Amy, but it seems like you're saying it would be weird for Amy to also deal with Astaroth.
I guess it kind of depends because, well, okay. I don't want to spoil it in case Triforcer ends up not knowing what he's supposed to be doing in this matchup, so I will talk about it at the end of the matchup. Otherwise, if he's listening to the stream, then I will have effectively coached somebody on how to beat Amy, and I don't want to do that.
Hey.
But it is certainly very difficult to not get overwhelmed by Amy. But overall, I would say that this matchup is actually 5-5 due to the damage disparity. Yeah.
Hey guys,
and the fact that Amy combos don't work on Astaroth.
I just wanted to give a thanks to Graffiti Souls for subbing just now. Appreciate that. Also, guys, make sure you hit out the match arena. Not that page. Make sure the correct page. Or I get to the next match. That is our lovely stream voyeur, in which we can see like any of the matches going on. But yeah, guys, hit up this match arena right here. Right now we're at $8.35. We have 87 codes left to use. You can click the page, sign in with your Match Arena account to donate 30 cents for free. And we have multiple dollars in sponsor quests, guys. Guys, the sponsor quests today are loaded with thousands of dollars in clicks. So definitely, please don't be lazy if you want to see a decent prize pool for the tournament. You don't got chips. Literally multiple dollars here today. Like these sponsor quests are fat, guys. So definitely hit all these up, and make sure to click the dots for all the extra sponsor money. We got up.
Despair.
All right, this is Leanxtriforcer versus Deodin 13. It's spelled D-A-O-D-I-N.
Get about as
Down
neutral
to
of a
13
stage as
versus
possible.
Versus Leanxtriforcer.
All right.
Leanxtriforcer being the person on the left.
Yeah, thank you.
He's the Astaroth.
The fight to realize your
All right, so as you said, this stage definitely doesn't benefit anyone in particular. It's just a normal stage.
Is that
But
Yeah.
it's really just going to come down to how these two players handle their own characters.
Yeah, I will say, for the most part, there is a huge chunk of Amy combos that simply do not work on Astaroth, but also she has extra ring out potential against characters that are bigger, so she also has that going for her as well.
Right, and already, you know, Deodin is kind of stopping some of Astaroth's attempted pressure. I mean, the defense is just really solid here.
Yeah, so far that's definitely the case. I did end up seeing Triforcer try to use a little bit of Astaroth armor not that long ago. It's important to note, Astaroth armor in this matchup is kind of useless. Because it completely loses. It's very different than Nightmare armor, which can be very effective against Amy, but Astaroth armor loses once somebody is able to do 2 hits in rapid succession, and basically everything Amy does either recovers too quickly for Astaroth armor to be a worry, or hits twice. So it really kind of doesn't work out all that much. But that being said, Deodin ends up getting all 4 roses in the first round, and then loses the second round almost instantaneously, so bad news.
Yeah, and the difference there was that Leanx really just kept the offense going, but he started way out of range, which I think benefited him during that last round, but now he's going to keep this up close.
That's what he said. That was really smart, that Triforcer, what he did was that his soul attack, right, could have been mid-parried. That's what Deodin tried to do, so he specifically delayed it so that the mid-parry would have expired effectively, and I just thought that was really, really smart and cool. Deodin has the meter, wants to try and play it lame. I definitely think this is a good idea. Decides to run all the way up and then just blocks. I don't know so much about that though. No, use your meter. Do it. Wow, okay. An Amy player through and through, gets the reset. Yep, just stay on the ground. Nice. Wow, 4B on block into full crouch. 3K. That was not a series that I would have expected.
Yeah, that was a really good sequence from Deoden. I think they were just, you know, trying to keep up with what's going on. Let's see what the mix-up is here. And Leanx is just going to soul charge his way out of it.
Oh no, that's going to be so much damage. You can't get hit by the raw A plus B and soul charge, my dude. Yeah, just immediately walks back. You got the effectiveness of the soul charge. Now you're gonna force Triforcer to try and use his second one. That's not gonna ring out, is it? No, he's at the wall. That sucks. Or what? No, it's not. He's just gonna get a back grab.
I thought it might, because that corner tends to
it
be
should
really
have,
wonky
but
sometimes.
yeah, that wall can be very weird. But yeah, very rapid fire match. The entire time that time around.
Hope only brings disappointment.
Yeah, so I think Leanx really just has to keep the offense up. The one round that he won is because he started from out of range and built the pressure from there. You know, sort of caught her from long range, went in, and then just kept the pressure going. I think he's really just giving Amy a little bit too many opportunities to just play her game, which he has to shut down, which I think he can. You know, I can kind of see the 5-5, you know, it being an even matchup, but you know, he does lose his armor. He tried it once and never looked back.
Yeah, but the efficacy of his, the thing that I didn't mention, because I didn't necessarily want to coach the Astaroth opponent too heavily, just in case he was listening to the stream. He did it a little bit, but crouch grabs, I think, are very important in this matchup, in my personal opinion, because everything that Amy does effectively tech crouches. Yeah, all the time. In fact, every single time that he did his own tech crouch grab, the reason why it didn't work was not because Deoden broke it, but because she was crouching. She was doing AMS, 3A, 4A, like any of that stuff. It's gonna get crouch grab. Yeah, the armor
tries the armor again.
Wow,
so going to work here.
Deoden going for a lot of immediate wall rising attacks. It's working out. I say working out, and she's down one round with no roses. Do you know that this combo sometimes doesn't work? Okay, so it ended up working that time, so that's nice. Soulcalibur 6 was feeling generous that time around. This was definitely a very smart move, going with the really powerful soul charge to effectively force meter out of Deoden when she's at such a huge disadvantage. Oh, could have gotten another rose there, that sucks.
Alright, but this is going to do a chunk into the wall. Alright, what's going to go here? Tries to go for a grab, but doesn't get it. Again, we've seen this before. Really close, just needs one more button and finally ends it. The last time that happened, Deoden was able to just squeeze a win out of that situation.
Yeah, for the most part, it seems like what Triforcer was doing initially was assuming that the Amy player was going to respect the frame advantage. Wow, what an option there! That was so good to get underneath the second hit of that string, the 4-4 AB, which you don't necessarily see all that often. Goes with the Balba. But yeah, he's attacking a lot more often. Triforce is just effectively being a lot more aggressive and actually utilizing his frame advantage more effectively. Oh, that's it though.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to stay on the ground there or if he just Ukemi'd wrong. He totally got caught up by that.
Well, he rolled, which is not necessarily the best idea in a spot like that, and he rolled the wrong direction so that A plus B was going to catch it. See, that's effectively the mix-up that you're dealing with a lot more often, is the 1B into the 4A plus B. It effectively creates... It significantly decreases the amount of damage that you're getting, but ends up giving you fantastic Oki, which Amy players will typically go for that all day.
Okay, back into the wall again? No.
Oh no. Oh man, if she ended up confirming that, no, I don't think that's going to work.
No way. Oh, that I don't know. A little bit too much. That, maybe that was
I appreciate it. It was ambitious. It was an ambitious punish. But hey, I mean, Deoden had to use the meter in order to get us into the last round, so Astaroth is going to have a full bar where Amy has none. You can certainly try to utilize that advantage, but doesn't look like you're going to be able to do it all that often. Okay, there you go.
Good use of the one bar he has. And okay, he's going to get plus frames. Oh, press the button there.
Tried to reversal it. You can't do that once it's fully charged. Yeah, just to try to attempt to go for the exact same setup. I appreciate it, but it didn't end up working out. Alright, so we're gonna go to the last game. So what kind of stage is Draethion going to go with? Honestly, I don't think the stage is all that important in a matchup like this.
Yeah, because they can both play up close really well. So, you know, and picking a stage with a ring out potential, it might work more. And you can correct me on this because I know nothing about aim, but, well, we're not even going to get a stage change, but picking
Does she have better ring outs again than Astaroth does? Yes.
Right.
But I don't necessarily know if the combos would traditionally work against Astaroth is the problem. So, yes and no. And up and down no. But ended up getting 3 red roses already, so that's a huge deal. Oh, and that's going to be the 4th one, assuming you know that this combo doesn't work. Yes, he ended up slightly transitioning the combo so that she could get her last rose instead of potentially worrying about the botch combo. And that is gigantic. As you guys saw before, Triforce was 100% in the driver's seat of the last game, and that was predominantly because Draethion had to spend 2 full rounds trying to get all 4 red roses. Now Draethion won the first round and got all of her roses. That is really tough to get past. But that being said, I think
momentum.
she's dead.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna be it.
That was
there it goes.
But I feel like he could have killed without the tech. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he would know better than me.
This is exactly how it played out during the first set. The second round, Lean X won with a perfect.
Yeah, it was the exact same thing. Okay, I appreciate the fact that he finally decided to use his meter. I feel like he should have used it a little bit earlier. Oh no, can't block the high parry K. That's real bad news, but it's gonna get a huge wall combo here. This is so swingy right now. Jump B, okay. And that's gonna do it, yes. Spending the meter, I appreciate it. Not entirely sure if the meter was necessary, but to secure your second round, no reason not to use it.
I live so as not to lose.
Gonna have to, like I said, the 2 times I've seen him get a perfect is because just pure offensive pressure. But he just hasn't been able to maintain that, which I understand. It's hard in this.
Yeah, nobody really can against. Taki's the only character that can maintain offensive pressure. But that being said, you don't need to maintain it for that long. So, for instance, technically speaking, that round was only 1 second long. It said 59. It said 59 on the end there. Oh, another fantastic tech crouch. This is going to be tough. Astaroth, not really with any meter to speak of. Yes, immediately spending the soul charge. I respect it. Wow, and that's going to give him the huge wall combo with the tech crouch yet again. This is a game all about tech crouches, but botches the combo. Wow, the retracking, and it destroys the soul charge, but he gets an RE. Oh man, this could go either way right now. Gets the A. Crouches, but ends up whiffing because it's Astaroth, but he would have blocked it anyway.
Crazy! Oh, I'd be tilted right now.
That's not it yet? That is it. Wow. That could have gone 15 different ways.
It really could have. That low.
Jesus
just
Christ.
completely whiffing.
But it whiffed, but also Triforcer would have blocked it. And honestly, he probably would have rather it got blocked. That way he could have confirmed that he could have then gotten a punish and everything. But then it whiffed, and so it was all weird. Oh man, oh man. That was so weird in so many spots.
Okay, so I had the stream window in the background while all that happened. Who won?
That was Draethion.
Nice. 2-1. Okay, sweet. Let's see. I am now a little on the spot because I didn't get people set up for my next set of matches, but
what have you done to us?
You guys entertain the people for like a minute.
Oh yeah, well, you know, it's time to show.
In fact, yeah. All right, tell them about the donations. Yeah.
Of course. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for your support, and thank y'all for watching online NLBC Online Edition number 52. Here's the current Matcherino page. You can type !Matcherino in the chat. Right now, we're at $12.55. We have 81 codes left, guys, so please use that if you have a moment. Click the claim code button on the top right of the screen. It is marked blue. It's not blue on mine because I already clicked it. Thank you. And make sure to use all the promo codes and sponsor quests, guys. There are tons of sponsor quests on this page. Like, you know, I actually added them myself today. I saw thousands of dollars in money in some of these sponsor quests, so definitely hit them up. Look at that G Fuel one. That is a cool, basically $1, almost $1 to the prize pool right there. If you click all those links. We have Matcherino links that have well over $1. We got some Red Cross links that are 60 cents. Punch Planet is 30 cents. We got Twitter quests. Make sure you click these dots for all that extra sponsor money. There's more Red Cross links in there. We got YouTube quests too. You know, subscribe to some YouTube channels. Do the Matcherino page. You will basically donate to the tournament. We got Twitch quests as well as Click quests. Tons of free ways for you guys to donate once again. Also, it is September, so you guys get a reduced fee on subscriptions to the channel. And as always, any subscription you guys give me, I'll make sure to throw in $1 to the tournament. Thank you guys for supporting me as well as Soulcalibur. And you know, thanks for supporting JJJ and Clive, man. Always be doing their thing on commentary.
Yes, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate anything you want to contribute, any buttons you want to click, Twitters you want to follow, YouTubes you want to subscribe to, etc., etc.
Welcome to the stage
Now,
history.
for the next match, we've got YoshimitsuVI and Draethion.
Ooh,
Sorry,
that
Yoshi
should
6
be
is just
a...
it's really nice to see Draethion competing in this stuff again.
Yeah, that should be a Yoshimitsu, obviously, and is Draethion Nightmare, I believe?
Usually.
Traditionally, he is Nightmare, but it's important to note that if he had the choice of clicking Setsuka, he probably would. So I would very much not be surprised if Setsuka ends up being here. In fact, Draethion played in a tournament not that long ago. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was Boominati Battles. And he was playing a mixture of Setsuka and Nightmare. I think he ran into Thermidor, had a Nightmare Mirror. He won the Nightmare Mirror, and then I inadvertently convinced him to pick Setsuka the next time he played against Thermidor, and he ended up losing, and I felt bad.
Yo, thank you to Silo Zen for donating $25 in cash to the tournament.
Hooray.
Much appreciated, brother. Thank you for your direct support to NLBC Online.
Important to note, I think the names need to be switched. Draethion being the Nightmare player on the left.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, Nightmare versus Yoshi. A very quintessential case of Yoshi attempting to get in, probably with stuff like Med-K and stuff like that. Nightmare trying to keep him out with plus frames. I would imagine that's the way that it's going to be. That being said, I find that Yoshi 6 is actually a relatively lame Yoshimitsu, so maybe he's going to try and, which I definitely think is possible. He might try to play a little bit more of a defensive game plan. But I don't know.
Okay, we already have unblockable cancels.
Wow, 3B unblocking is 3B. Alright, we are 15 seconds into the round, and Nightmare does not have a full bar of meter yet. Very surprising. Okay, now we have the
There's combo going here. Alright, nice break on the grab. Oh no,
Whip
whip.
not so much. Oh, both players kind of flubbing their whip punches. Trying to make it really awkward. That's not going to kill. We're going to huge Oki that ends up kind of getting flubbed.
Oh, that was his chance to really win that round, Draethion.
It kind of sucks, right? Because 3BB was the move that was being whipped, and that's going to work, I think. No, sorry, I lied. But he does have Terror Charge now. So effectively, it kind of worked. But yeah, it was 3BB that was the move that ended up whipping, and you gotta have to be really worried about the back turn hitbox on the second hit of that, and I think that's what gave Draethion the hesitation.
Yeah, I was waiting for Yoshi to really land that wall combo. Yoshimitsu being one of those characters by the wall, incredibly oppressive and personally scares me. But I mean, that's where he can really just enforce his pressure. But Draethion gonna soul charge here and really go on with pressure to see what he gets off of it.
And what he gets is a gigantic amount of damage. That's what he ends up getting. He still has a little bit of work to do. He's got Terror Charge though. Yeah, there's that punish. Oh, doesn't go for the full thing because he realized it was air hit, and then he immediately converts it into like an OTG combo. That was really cool. Man, that backdash into AGA, that is really tough to deal with.
Oh,
Man, he
nice.
went to the exact same setup. 3B on block into 3B, or 3-3B.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Yoshi
the
6 playing
mini.
way too aggressively.
Yeah, I like the mini adjustments coming out of Draethion. He's canceling his Grim Strides. He's not directly going into it when he's minus. I mean, that's really putting in work here.
Soul Charge versus Soul Charge now. We haven't really seen all that much. Yeah, Draethion continues to feel like Yoshi 6 is going to be pressing buttons in some places, but he simply isn't. He's playing a lot more defensively than I think Draethion expects. But every once in a while, Yoshi 6 does overextend, but Draethion not necessarily able to pick up those spots. He's going to get a Force Block combo here.
Ooh.
Goes into the Force Block yet again, but Yoshi 6 decides to just die instead.
Yep, that's gonna be it. And
I
was
understand
really
not wanting to get hit by the Force Block combo, but gee whiz, guy.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Yoshi just kind of stood there and just.
I think he ducked. I think that was the option. I don't know.
Yeah, it just kind of feel like he just took it. He didn't really get any movement out of him. Nothing. I mean, Draethion just positioned him against the wall and just went in for the pressure he needed to take that set.
Yeah, he effectively used a Force Block combo and then slightly dropped it, as in intentionally dropped a portion of it. So Yoshi 6 was just assuming he was about to get comboed into a knockdown, but instead Dre put him effectively stand as a standing reset yet again, so he could do the same Force Block situation, and it really freaked Yoshi 6 out. One hit away from getting this round. Okay, yeah, so he ends up not actually canceling the 3-3B that time. Dre being even more aggressive this time. He's noticing that Yoshi 6 is playing significantly more lane than he expected, so he's going with a handful of additional smaller pokes. It's up to Yoshi 6 to figure out a way around it, and that's definitely not the way to do it.
Not the way at all. At all. I mean, look at this. Look I mean, Draethion
in for a penny, in for a pound, right?
He's just doing whatever he wants to do. But to your point about Yoshi really just not, I mean, just it seems like his offense is just awkward here. Maybe we can get a consistent sequence getting out of him during this set, in this round.
I can appreciate it. It's definitely just a stylistic choice of playing it a little bit more awkward. And again, kind of like the threat of the fact that your character is so much quicker than the opponent's character. And it's getting it was netting a lot of momentum in a handful of places. And so that's just going to be the Force Block situation, but it's going to be a huge amount of shape damage, and that's going to kill. But yeah, it's just the fact that I think Dre just picked up on the style, and so Yoshi 6 has to figure a level of adaptation around it, which can either be more defensive or more aggressive. I don't think that it should be in between like it is now. Good wall rising punish. He's got some good step ducks going in, but he doesn't necessarily get a whole lot off of it. He's got fantastic stage positioning here now, though.
Really good stuff coming out of Yoshi now.
Oh man, if you committed.
Ooh, big swing.
Both players kind of giving each other a little bit of leeway with regards to certain wall rising strings and Oki. Both players are kind of those kinds of players that just roll on the ground a lot and try to fish for a wake-up attack whenever they can.
Yeah, deciding to open this round with a soul charge. His gauge is blinking red.
Yeah, could be a pretty big deal. It's very similar to how the last game went, where at the very beginning it's just double soul charge in the last round. But yeah, out of the two, Yoshi 6 is the one that is not getting a lot of momentum out of his meter. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Is he?
Oh, I lied
Just
again.
barely, just need
Sorry.
one more.
Don't force it, Dre.
Draethion. Yeah, this is Draethion.
Yeah, he did. Oh. Okay, there you go. He just went in with auto GIs. That was the way to go. Dre taking out Yoshi 6. Dre will go on to fight the winner of Incendiate versus Malice.
That was 2-1, right?
That was 2-0, I believe,
Oh, my
right?
bad.
I think Dre won both rounds.
Yep, that was 2-0.
Some of the other stuff that was happening off screen, Lionide beating Breezy, so he's going to be going up against Rikuto. RubberBeefMan over 8-way, so CJ versus RubberBeefMan is going on at the moment. Feremuntrus over Dragonfly, so Xander versus Feremuntrus, a matchup that I feel very confident we've seen at least once or twice.
All right. Next up, I am going to have Nowo and Breadmaster.
Okay, Breadmaster Killick, Nowo, a variety of characters. I'm trying to remember who he's been playing recently. Voldo is around. Technically, Mitsu is around.
You said Nowo versus Breadmaster?
Yeah.
This looks like it's CJ versus RubberBeefMan.
Oh yeah. This is off-stream match. I see him in the queue.
Yes, exactly.
And Nowo Talim, so he's 2P.
Nowo does not normally play Talim.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, Breadmaster is playing Talim. Yeah.
Okay, so
I forgot that's the case. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought Nowo played Talim.
He plays a variety.
He's got a lot of characters, so you know.
Mina, Mitsu, Voldo, those are the characters I can remember him playing competitively. But yes, I forgot. Breadmaster, typically a Killick player, but due to a bet, he's been playing Talim virtually exclusively over the past month or so.
Did he lose?
Breadmaster tells me he is on the right side, the 2G side.
Okay, cool.
Voldo versus Talim. A very similar kind of archetype to what we saw in the previous match. Voldo in the Nightmare slot in the sense of he's the guy trying to just push the opponent away, and Talim in the Yoshi spot of the person who's all about trying to get in. Breadmaster pretty new to Talim. Again, losing a bet. I don't know if Breadmaster wants me to disclose what the parameters of said bet are, but he's going to be playing Talim probably the entire time.
I want to know. Spill the tea, Jay. I'd like to know what bet he lost.
I want to know. That's my response to you, just doing a Disney song.
The JJJ special.
No, the JJJ special is 80s music, you even said.
All right, fair.
I mean, technically, they can... Disney songs and 80s songs can be the same thing.
There's an overlap.
Okay, Xander said it. Breadmaster and Sly Tiger have effectively switched mains for the month.
Okay, it's not really a bet.
Well, at the end of it, there's going to be a first 10, if I recall. And they're going to see who has the better of their characters. Immediately going for 6BB, but not finding Purchase. Nowo just doing a pretty solid job of keeping him away. And Nowo has always had a suspicious amount of confidence with regards to just his neutral defense. It's kind of incredible what he's able to pull off just in terms of, I mean, just frankly, just standing there, being able to block whatever his opponent throws at him. Stand kick as the option there. That was interesting, but no block or no block punish on the 6K. That's important information for Breadmaster to have.
Here we go. I mean, Voldo and Soul Charge. Character's already confusing as it is, but this, I don't know.
Yeah, Voldo's Soul Charge is essentially just a pressure machine. I wouldn't necessarily call his mix-ups all that powerful. It's just the fact that, like, if you're already in a yellow guard gauge, just prepare to just weather such a storm that you just have to stand there and just be like, okay, I guess I have to block this, and then I have to block some more, and then I have to block some more, and then you just hope it ends.
Yeah, speaking of gauge, I mean, almost had it there. This is looking good for Nowo, for Breadmaster to start off with his gauge this deep. Okay, optimally just go for a super.
Yeah, I kind of don't like it. I mean, I know it's very tempting as a non- to just be like, oh right, this Talim CE is incredibly strong. But the thing of it is, Talim is actually pretty good at controlling the amount of guard pressure that's on her because the soul attack actually heals up quite a lot. I kind of wish that we would see Breadmaster use that a little bit more. Oh boy, this is going to be really tough. Now it's like, The guard break kills you. Yeah, I mean, Noah is able to snip it out. Oh, try to get... Okay! Does he get like a fantastic combo?
Here.
Oh, you know what? I respect it. I respect it. It's a little bit tougher because Voldo can break back grabs, but still, I appreciated the bet that he ended up trying to take there.
But overall, pretty good from Noah, obviously. I think with Breadmaster, I'm just not sure how he could have gotten out of that situation. I mean, he was against the wall, his gauge was in red, and Noah was in Soul Charge. I mean, that was a mountain to really climb during those last few moments.
I mean, that being said, I thought he did a very solid job. He ended up getting a wall combo. He spent his bar to effectively provide himself an opportunity for a wall combo, and then he dropped it for a reset that if he was right about it, there was a good chance he was going to win that game. So, I mean, kudos to Breadmaster for almost pulling it off. You can't really slam somebody for being wrong about something. Oh boy, Noah getting a little bit overly excited, trying to get out of that position with buttons. Voldo not exactly the best at trying to get out of positions with, getting out of stance pressure with buttons.
Particularly against Talim, who's definitely plus during that sequence.
Good punish.
Full elbow, and one more
Please don't
hit
get run
to
out.
do it.
Okay. I was very scared for Noah there. Breadmaster kind of just letting Noah whip in those situations is a little bit scary, because then you're allowing Voldo more opportunities to be weird when you're the character that should be getting to just do a whole bunch of stuff. Because otherwise, then this kind of stuff happens, where it's like, if both players are just kind of going back and forth with neutral buttons, Voldo wins that damage race for sure.
Kicks coming out of Breadmaster really paying dividends. I mean, he just lost that round, but I like the way he's using the kicks.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of opportunities to use things like 6K for like a duck punish and stuff like that. It's just these are situations that are like solid punishes with some good frames, but they're not a lot of damage. So again, we're just kind of going back and forth with a character that's more heavily damaging, and that can be really tough to win. Ends up getting his bar stolen there, so he's going for the second one, but he really needs to come up with something pretty quickly.
What?
No one's just jumping out of there. Jumping out of there, dude. He gets a little bit of damage, but yeah, Noah just immediately being as evasive as possible. He's got a CE on top of it, and there it is.
Oh, that's it, yeah.
The move he used specifically was for enough pushback so that the I-12 CE could kill. So yeah, that was tough. Breadmaster, I think if he makes his offense... Because obviously the offense is the most complicated part of Talim, because there's so many stances and so many different options that you have to have in your head. So if you're not comfortable with the character, that can be difficult to corral in your head. If he gets that understanding a little bit more confident and more shored up, then you'll be able to fight somebody like Noah without much of an issue. But until then, you're really just kind of going back and forth with a character that's poking you for so much more damage. So you're just gonna get out damaged. There's not much you can do about it.
Well, sadly, the bracket did not keep up in the way that I hoped it would.
Well,
So I have but one fight ready for the next round, and it's someone we've already seen.
Well, it's okay. That's why we have the off stream.
Yeah, you know what?
Why you figure it out?
Why don't you go to game 4?
All right, Roger. Channel
oh,
select.
we don't get to see Groh. That's okay.
Channel selector. All right, who's this?
Game 4. This should be Rikuto versus Lionide.
All right, Rikuto.
Yeah, Lionide being the Xianghua player.
All right.
On the left. I guess he wanted to... So important to note that Lionide is from the UK, I believe?
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely European, I just wasn't sure which place. But yeah, fighting up against Rikuto. Always very impressive to see international competitors in NL, because they're definitely working off of a staunch disadvantage with regards to the connection to the Parsec server.
Definitely, but I'm always happy to see them. Always happy to have them. You know.
I wonder if anybody knows what's the farthest an international person has gotten in one of the NLBCs. I think Ganon at one point got to like winners round 3 one time.
Yeah, I didn't.
They still
allow
gotta
anyone...
be. They still gotta be like a 2 to 3 frame disadvantage, right? International.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Ganondorf, I had clocked him at 90 network latency, so that's a good.
It's a good 3
like,
frames.
5.
Pretty decent.
Well, I mean 3 frames compared to the opponent here is what I meant.
True. Yes,
I know it's like 5. Yeah, I know it's 5.
Yep.
We've got a handful of people. So Lionide, I know, has been here before. Looks like he's trying to mount a pretty serious comeback. Yeah, it's so difficult to try and continue to mount the offense. He does have the guard gauge on top of it, but Rikuto doing his vintage lame AF.
He just created just enough space.
Wow, did he do it? Did he do it? Not yet. Oh, wow.
He did it!
That was a fantastic comeback. Wow. Holy hell, I can't believe he did it. I'm glad that... Good call, Saving Deus.
This was one of the ones I was sad about not having on stream, so...
Ooh, nice lethal hit.
Lionide does pretty well at traditional offline tournaments as well, I believe. I don't think I remember him from 5. I think that he's a 6 only player, but yeah, I think he's doing pretty well. It's only soured ever so slightly due to the fact that we see X so often in these NLBCs.
That
Dude,
is
Clive.
very true.
I'm pretty sure he's dead. But Clive, I commentated a European tournament last weekend, and I gotta say, it was one of the main things that was the huge difference between the European gameplay that I was seeing versus what I'm used to in a place like this is simply the characters that are chosen. You know how many X players there were in all of top 8 of a tournament? 1. There was 1.
Oh.
We only had 1 match of X. And you know how many times I had to see XCE? 0 times for an entire top 8. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and it's like that. I mean, I know it's Soulcalibur, but it's usually like that for other fighting games as well, where different regions, you know, in terms of their character selection and even sometimes the way they play characters, completely different from ours.
Yeah, that was another thing that ended up coming up, is the fact that, so there was 1 X, and there were like 5 Astaroth players.
Whereas we typically have like...
The Astaroth player.
Right.
That being said, we do have 2 in this tournament, with Rikuto and Triforcer. For as bad of a character as some people will say that he is, he's certainly a character that's quite popular.
Yeah, I mean, Astaroth is Astaroth, you know what I mean? And I think overall, in Soulcalibur 6, there, depending on the matchup, you know, some characters definitely excel over others. But for the most part, every character in this game is definitely viable in a tournament setting.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And then also a character we virtually never get to see that ended up going really far in that European tournament was Habaduba's Haomaru. If you haven't seen that before, look it up. It's worth your time.
I believe the last time we saw Haomaru, was it Florida Man?
Florida Man plays Haomaru, sure.
Yeah, I think it was Florida Man, and I believe Omen. I don't
Omen
recall
will play a little bit of Haomaru, sure.
Yeah.
Jimbo Nader is typically the Haomaru that I think of, but I don't believe he has the schedule that permits him to do NLBC. So he goes to Wednesday Night Fights, which is kind of unfortunate for him because it's a significantly harder connection for him to digest because that's across the country for him. Oh wow, what a punish by Lionide. People normally just look at that and try to reversal edge. Oh, that's a pretty big deal. That was a soul attack bait. Rikuto's having a tough time, like, figuring out what Lionide's doing. And I guess that's it. Wow. Good job to Lionide. I don't think that Rikuto was used to the kind of pressure that Lionide was trying to pull out there.
It was definitely different from what we usually get from a Zefukai or an Incendiate.
Some of the other matches that we've had off screen. It's like 2-0 for Incendiate over Malice, 2-0 for RubberBeefMan over CJ, 2-0 over for Daodin over Rids. A lot of 2-0s, not a lot of 2-1s.
Okay. Think we're gonna put Draethion back on.
Draethion versus Incendiate.
This is Station 2, by the way.
Yeah, this looks like this was legit beating Olcadanswrath.
Don't you love our channel selection, guys? You know, you guys get constant Soulcalibur. That's why you should support the match arena. You know, support these players out. Support the production. Guys, let's see where we're at right now. Oh, we have a moment. Please take your time to use the promo codes. We're at $42, guys. There's still 69 free codes left to use. The easy clap, guys. Check out the match arena page. Should be good to go. Mash those sponsor quests as well. You know, we got multiple hundreds of dollars in sponsor quests for you guys to click, guys. So please help the event if you can. It really helps the players out. Also, it is September, so you get 20% off subs, and any sub I get, we throw straight back into the tournament. $1 of your sub money goes to the tournament. Thank you for watching us, by the way. Sure the entire Tri-State Caliber scene appreciates it.
I was watching the latest season of Rick and Morty not that long ago, so flipping through all this stuff reminds me of interdimensional cable.
Yeah, right?
And Rick and Morty fans.
Sab and DEUS is so godlike, he has Soulcalibur cable television, basically.
It's kind of unfair.
Yeah, broken.
You know,
Have you thought about nerfing yourself?
Yeah,
I have not.
nerf you have to nerf both Sabins, like both Sab and DEUS and NYC Furby Sabin. It's too powerful, guys.
Too powerful. Cannot be defeated.
Who we got up, by the way?
Good. Okay, so next up, we got Incendiate and Draethion.
Okay.
We just got another match completed, thank God. Okay, so we're gonna put those two up first. Looks like we're just waiting on Incendiate to get back to his computer, and then we'll get going.
Vintage Incendiate.
Yep, classic.
Seeing how this match ends up. I think this is Xander and Feremuntrus.
Yes, that's the last match of round 2 to complete.
I think Xander literally just like gave up the match for no reason. All he wanted to do was get that lethal hit, and he just stopped playing the video game.
Feremuntrus one, okay.
Yeah, because Xander just like stopped playing. He was just like, I'm gonna do backdash 3B plus K. It didn't work, time to do it again. It didn't work again, well, 15th time's the charm. No? I guess I lose. Good games.
JJJ, I'll let you decide. If I can only run one of these, one more of these winter quarterfinal matches, who do you want to see?
What are my options? So should I look at the
Your options are Lionide versus RubberBeefMan,
That's an X-Mirror.
Daodin versus Feremuntrus, or No-Wo versus Legit.
So even though I really like Lionide versus RubberBeefMan is almost undoubtedly going to be an X-Mirror, and I feel like no, I don't want to do that. Damn, that's hard. I know I want to see Daodin because I like Amy, but I'm kind of the only person who does. No-Wo versus Legit would be pretty cool. Hey. Why?
Salty Ivy player here. You're definitely the only.
Listen, it looks like
clearly I'm
Incendiate's
not
playing Ivy.
because the character. Everybody said there's no way that Amy is coming back in Soulcalibur 6 because the only people who want Amy to come back would be like Jay and like nobody else. And then Amy got announced. So
Well, speaking of
don't dare try to
females in Soulcalibur, we're getting Ivy versus Setsuka. We don't get to see this this matchup too often.
Oh, by the way, sorry, I don't think I said. I think I'm gonna go with Noah versus Legit. I think that would be.
All right.
That's what I'm putting my vote as. Is that gonna be a ring out? Okay, I couldn't tell because the wall was ever so slightly weird. Now, I'm curious to know if Dre is gonna go to Nightmare if Setsuka doesn't work out. I feel like he's gonna pick Setsuka the whole way, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I don't even have the words to say. I think both characters, Setsuka and Nightmare, do well against. So I don't
it's
think
just a matter
either
of
way.
Dre's comfortability, and I think
Right.
he wants to. Okay, let me rephrase. If the execution isn't a big problem for Dre on this server, then he'll pick Setsuka the whole way. But honestly, it looks like he's kind of dropping a lot of stuff, so this leads me to believe that he won't feel comfortable enough to go with Setsuka.
That lethal hit 2-2A has been paying dividends for.
Yeah, it's like a third time in 2 rounds.
It's unfortunate because speaking of execution, a lot of the times when you fumble the execution with Setsuka, you might get a vertical, and if Ivy just happens to do the 2-2,
I honestly feel like that's why Incendiate is doing. Oh no, that was off of a grab.
Did he just step a grab?
Yeah, he stepped a grab. And that's considered a
thing.
vertical because reasons.
That is the thing with 2-2A, and it works so well against Setsuka because, like, okay, even if she's not fumbling, some of the more complicated execution inputs she has, it just overall still works because some of her good are verticals, So, I think
and also especially because the horizontals are very much not very good.
Right. So I think, I personally think Nightmare would have been a better choice, but sticking with
Dre wants to play
let's see if he could make the adjustments.
Yeah, he's having a tough time here, and that's going to be a ring out on top of everything. So, yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Dre is warmed up enough or comfortable enough on this Parsec server in order to pull off Setsuka, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure he doesn't feel that badly about it. Yeah, he's dropped that like literally every time.
Yes, every time.
Doesn't get a punish on these dead spots in between 6-6A either, which kind of stinks. Alright, getting some good damage here. It's just every time, dude. He just can't get anything. He's trying so hard, but it's like he's just being a jerk and just jamming 2-2-8 down his throat. Oh, you're screwing up execution? The hardest punish in the game.
Ooh, a 6KB. Rarely see that.
Alright, no just ranks, but he did get the full combo. No, he didn't. I lied. Yeah, nice. No. Come on, Dre, you can do it. I believe in you. Yes. Fine. God, he has to make sure that he doesn't get wrung out. Okay. This is getting scarier and scarier as time goes on. But I think that's it. No, it's not. No, please, Dre. Oh, Dre, get one combo before you leave here. No, I guess that's it. That sucks. Ugh. Guys, I never play high execution characters in literally any game I ever play. I never do it. And you know why? Because my execution is terrible. And trying to rely on my hands to win tournament games might be the worst decision I ever make in my life, if I ever made it.
It was still refreshing to see that matchup. We never see it, and so GG's to both players.
Yeah, we might see it again. Dre tends to go pretty far.
Alright guys, real quick, while we have a chance, guys, make sure to hit up that Matcherino and support the event, please, if you can. Really helps the players out. See where we're at. Right now we are at, just scrolling out to the top, we are at $43.45. Let's see. So guys, we still have 65 free codes to use. So if you guys have a minute, click the Matcherino, log in with your Twitch, click the claim code button on the right. You'll donate 30 cents for free to the prize pool. Make sure to mash these sponsor quests as well too, from Power A, G Fuel Energy, Matcherino, Punch Planet, Twitter quests. Make sure you right click the dots on the Twitter and YouTube quests for all that extra sponsor money. Make sure to milk your wallets there. Twitch quests, Click quests, and Discord quests. Also, anybody that subscribes to the stream, we throw in $1 to the tournament. So how about the plays if you can. Thank you to Silo, myself, and Clive, being the top contributors right now for the tournament. What we got up, Ian?
Alright, this is gonna be Nowo versus Legit.
Cool.
Nowo is going to be on the
versus
left.
Voldo. Oh, is he going to go Mitsu instead? I can respect it. Boo, I cannot respect Mina, boo. What a bait.
Wow,
Even
that
baited me outside the game.
so quickly.
Well, like, okay, so, like, at first I was like, he's probably going to go Voldo just because that seems to be the character he's playing for this tournament, right? And then I saw him hover over Mitsu, and I thought, that kind of makes sense, because Voldo just kind of does the mid-range spacing kind of game that Siegfried does, and maybe you don't want to play that game, so you want to play, like, a hyper-aggressive character.
So that's correct, guys?
Mina is there just to bore you. That's all she does.
We correct on the sides?
No,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, ends up going with the 4-4K auto GI almost instantaneously. Siegfried not the strongest with regards to punishing things that are just -12, so that's why you're seeing some of these stand kicks happen.
Yeah, that's all he has is that kick.
In Siegfried block
Nowo?
punishment, it's basically just the stand kick until it's AGA lethal hit punishable, and then his punish gets amazing.
Yeah, but if Noah plays safely like we know him to, particularly with Seongmina, there won't be many opportunities to punish for Legit. So I think in this particular matchup versus this player, he's just going to have to Siegfried the hell out of this match.
He's going to have to try and play a lot more aggressive. It's just difficult. I think there was definitely a huge shift in tone right off the bat. Oh, he gets a huge punish here, though. Going with the reversal to try and get away from the side hold mix, but it's a fairly solid tactic, assuming the Siegfried player doesn't hard read the RE, and then suddenly you have to rethink your whole life.
Yeah, but as you were saying, I think he's just going to have to and really enforce his offense. I mean, that was the selling point of his last round that he was able to win.
If he ends up getting some of these side hold mix-ups, he can definitely do a little bit more with something like that. Now you're going to have to deal with this meter disadvantage, though, too. 4-4-8 was a fairly solid choice as well. That's not going to do it, but it's going to put him in perfect range. Fantastic block. Wow, okay. So much of the meta between these two players have changed with regards to side hold mixes. Started with Novo doing RE and getting hard red, then Legit was going for the regular setup, and now it looks like Novo's just like, oh, you're 6A on hit, time to just kick you in the face. Now I'm not respecting it at all.
And again, run up low. I'm forgetting the input for that move Seongmina does, where she goes for the low
1KK?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's done that. It's really the only thing that would be IAGA lethal hittable, to go back to what you were talking about before. Okay, he's got a 9 here. And he gets it. It's gonna kill, right? Yep. You can never tell because Mina's always in the air when she whiffs an RE.
You know, I thought they would have done something with that over the game cycle. It's been that way since the beginning, right?
I'm sure it was intentional for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, the meter disparity is really going to be the huge factor here, so you're going to have to deal with a whole other soul charge. But maybe Noah wasn't going to get an opportunity to use it. Okay, here we go. Has a little bit of work to do. So say, hey, not really doing all that much for him, though. legit
Side
being
step.
so evasive right now. Okay. Oh, he had the read, and he just... Oh, man, oh, man. I feel like Noah had the RE baited ready to go, and then I think he just confirmed something way too late, and it just didn't work for him, so that kind of stinks. But still, Legit did a fantastic job keeping himself evasive and making the right reads in the last round to remove that meter disadvantage he had. So good stuff on Legit. Instead of being aggressive, he could just kind of like walk around me a little bit and just do, what is it, B slide A like over and over again. For some reason I always forget if it's B slide A or A slide B, but I'm pretty sure it's B slide A.
A slide B.
See what I mean? I just say, it's one of those situations where it's like, in my head, as I'm about to say it, I think to myself, I have a 50-50 chance of getting this, so I'm just gonna say it. And, you know, maybe I'll be right, and I'm wrong every time. Ooh, it doesn't get a punish on that. Just right from Mina. That's the bubble, uses the bubble. No real punish on that! Oh, but okay.
This is gonna be a lot.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Just that one opportunity. I mean, Noah went for the most unsafe move.
Yeah, I think it's like
Yeah.
it's virtually the most unsafe move in the roster. I can think of like one other move that might be more punishable on block in the entire game than Mina's uppercut, and that would be that Power of Truth move from Azwel when he's outside of Soul Charge. Interesting choice. He got hit by a low kick and he decided to go jump kick. I find that very interesting.
This is really good positioning for Legit. Just needs one more hit and gets it.
Dude, Noah has activated Soul Charge so many times, and then like Legit just goes into base hold, and Noah has no idea what to do. He just gets flummoxed immediately. It's weird.
Alright, Soul Charge coming from Legit. And then Soul Charge from Noah. Now run up Hell Sweep? Oh no, decides to sweep from... Before I miss my sentence.
Base hold is going to beat 6-6A, so I understand why Legit decided to go with that option, but yeah, 1B is going to beat it out hella. Fantastic step dodge. I'm surprised he even got that punish. That move typically recovers very quickly on them. He's getting a good amount of pressure here. He's Siegfrieding it up, as you said.
I mean, this is such good spacing coming out of Legit. I mean, the way he's playing this matchup.
Getting so many of these jump kicks too, and last hurrah for Noah to try and get something out of the Soul Charge. He hasn't had a lot of success with it in the first place, because this base hold has really been screwing up. A fantastic block, keeping Noah from getting any sort of momentum on that Soul Charge, so fantastic job. Good job to Legit. I think that he really did a fantastic job the whole way through.
Yeah, really good stuff. And I mean, the way he played that, I'm just so effortless against Noah. I mean,
He definitely
really
seemed prepared.
Yes, I was just going to say, really showing his knowledge of the matchup all around, for sure.
I think the thing that really screwed him up was just, like, how base hold was screwing up what Noah wanted to do in Soul Charge. And it really only beats, like, 6A. I mean, it beats 6A and 6A, so I guess that was, like, the issue. It's just, like, he had no idea what he wanted to do in those situations after Legit was pulling that off. I'm curious to know if Noah is going to stick with Mina the next time.
As much as I hate to do it again, Art, can you go to game 3?
Yeah, I'm here. Way ahead of
You're
you.
already there. Okay.
Who is it?
This is that X Mirror. Lionide versus RubberBeefMan.
Do you have any idea who's who?
No.
Okay, well, Xianghua wins.
Just kidding.
Hopefully they're done soon because. Oh, just
Oh,
the
that
first
looks like
match.
1-0, my dude.
Well, listen. I'm
Yeah.
trying to make this tournament go quickly because we've got another tournament coming up after hours, but every possible thing is preventing me from doing
Also
it.
important to note, Feremuntrus over Draethion 2-0. So that's the other match that was going on.
I'm really learning that the pacing that I normally have for these streams is like really spot on, and trying to violate it in any way
Ooh, spot on.
It just leads to, you know, failure.
It's all about timing. Man, an X player trying to RE against X, you would think that a wizard should know better.
Yeah, thank you, Psycho Blue, for the subscription. Hope you're doing good, brother. And you know, thank you for watching Soulcalibur. Guys, once again, if you have a chance, remember, hit up that Match Arena page. Every sub we get, you know, in September now, we throw into the tournament. Currently at $46 now. And these sides might not be correct because we don't know who's who in the mirror, but we'll find out after.
Just kidding.
If somebody said that Lionide is usually red Xianghua, so we'll believe that. We'll assume that's true.
That would mean that he's down one game, I think, right?
Yes.
Pretty sure it was the second player who got the first game.
I feel like RubberBeefMan usually picks that color.
I believe you are
Right?
correct. That it's normally that pale,
Yeah.
That's
pale
P2.
violet kind of. Nice work. Oh, that should be dead. Let's see. Yeah, this is the last match of Winner's Quarters. Winner of this moves on to fight Incendiate. Feremuntrus and Legit is going to be the other matchup in Winner Semis. So that'll most undoubtedly be Zas versus Siegfried. A matchup that I feel like we've seen a good handle on, and I think it's going to come down to which player is more comfortable against the opponent's character. Like, I feel like if either of them has an extraordinary amount of matchup knowledge, then the other one could potentially fall apart.
Just wanted to give a thanks to Psycho Blue for throwing in $20 to the tournament. Appreciate you, man.
Vintage 22B and
If
22B.
22V doesn't work the first time, just do it again.
Yeah. Man, when I was playing X, I hated 22B. I hated it so much. I was not a fan of that move. And I would specifically tell Incendiate that over and over again just to piss him off.
U2B into CE, I mean the X special.
Yeah. 22B, X's 22B is too slow for my liking.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, thank you to regular Zach for also donating $25 to the tournament.
Ian, I play Amy.
Okay, you know what? You know what,
Oh
Jay?
yes, X's 22B is too slow for my liking, yeah.
Shout outs to regular Zach and Psycho Blue for the donations. Really appreciate that. All right, RubberBeefMan 2-0 over Lionide. So, in that case, I think I will get Feremuntrus and Legit up next.
Yeah, Legit playing virtually back-to-back games. But a significantly different kind of... Well, I guess it's not really significantly different. I think you could argue that Siegfried would have a very similar game plan against Mina that he would against Zasalamel, right? You're talking about two characters that are mid-rangey, control-y type of very heavily horizontal base. Like, I'd be willing to bet that base hold could have the same efficacy in this match as it did in the previous game. I don't play either of these characters, so I might be dead wrong about that. We will see. Oh, sweet. From X versus X to Talim versus Talim.
Oh my
This
god,
is what
we are
happens
being
when you try
punished.
to increase the speed of this tournament, Saving DEUS.
We are
This
being
is what
punished.
happens.
Listen,
Look upon your creation in despair.
I'm
I
I'm
wanna
getting
speak to the
Legit and
manager
Feremuntrus,
immediately.
okay?
Yeah, he's got them.
Like, I want to speak to the manager. This is out of control.
Thank you to Mugwump for donating $3.73 to the tournament. Almost at $100, guys. Thank you for your support.
Dedicate this to the wind.
You should have a tournament for the Halo beta that just came out, so I can donate $3.43.
Wind, I thank you. I'll do my best.
Just waiting on Legit to get back. In the meantime,
Yeah, you probably didn't
suppose-
expect to come back so quickly.
Yeah, I guess everyone has to suffer in the meantime. This is almost certainly Breadmaster and Los Kias.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Wind,
So the other matches that are going up on in losers would be like Xander versus Breezy, Olcadanswrath versus Ronthetryhard, CJ and Triforcer, whole bunch of stuff. It's another battle very similar to X in the sense of it's like the battle of the CEs.
And really, who like lands it correctly?
Yeah. Well, see, it's also just like, you know, player 1 Talim is now dead to a CE, so like, how is he gonna do damage with this? Well, it doesn't matter. But how is he gonna deal damage with that soul charge, right? He was gonna have to be worried about the reverse CE the whole game. That was a real tough spot. Also, I want to mention, NEC registration started today, at least for you Soulcalibur heads. NEC, for the longest time, has effectively been our EVO. EVO is traditionally a 2D fighting game tournament, and so they typically only have Soulcalibur for about 1 year. And after that, the largest tournament that we have, especially with the most international presence, is virtually always NEC. You really won't want to miss this NEC that's happening in early November. And I also want to take a special shout out to everybody who donated to the GoFundMe to ensure that Less Than Lee, our Siegfried player born out of the pandemic with ridiculous reactions even for online stuff, let alone for what could potentially happen offline, is going to be able to go to NEC, which I'm very excited about. And yes, me, I'm excited to see a Siegfried player. That's what I just said.
Yeah, and I saw that GoFundMe, and I'm just not surprised that he was able to hit his goal, not only because he's been an amazing player, but just because the Soulcalibur community as a whole has always been so giving, and has always been there to help people in their time of need. So in addition to congratulating Less Than Lee for, you know, making it to NEC, shout out to the community for stepping forward and giving him that opportunity.
Lee, you're welcome.
Absolutely. Love to see it every time.
I said it on Twitter, but this means that out of all the people that I've donated money to in order for them to go to tournaments, I've donated to Siegfried players the most out of any character. Which is really, for anybody who knows my thoughts about Siegfried as a character, knows that that should blow your mind.
It shows that you care about other things other than character selection. Put it that way.
It could also mean that I just want to ensure that no Siegfried player can feel good about winning because they end up getting... The only reason why they were able to go to tournaments is because of an Amy player.
Oh, it looks like they're almost ready on the mainstream.
Yeah. Sadly, I'm making Legit play 2 matches in a row, but get a little bit of a break.
I'll get over it.
dedicate this to the wind.
So yeah, we're gonna have Feremuntrus versus Legit.
Yep, I'm about to switch over to that right now.
How did my dance look?
Get rid of this Talim plague.
Please, please.
Now, like I said, almost undoubtedly it's Zas versus Siegfried. Oh, yeah, so right into it. Now, I'm curious to know if base hold is as important as it was in the previous game that Legit just had. Well, it doesn't look like he's getting a chance at it now. Tries to go for a tech trap, doesn't work. Yeah, I think the second that somebody can appear incredibly confident in their anti of the character, it'll really start showing. But yeah, the most fantastic step duck into punish that we've seen so far this tournament. That was really good. Legit needs to make sure that his Oki is significantly tighter, which is something that Siegfried can pull off with relative ease.
Oh, nice GI. I mean, he was certainly open to a whip punish there, so that GI really saved him. Ooh, but gets hit with the CE. Whoa.
To wake up with that move? That was a very weird choice.
It was weird, right? I thought
Like,
the same thing initially.
It's a very aggressive choice. Oh, that's dead. Not even close. He was hard ducking that. That was shades of Xianghua right there. We're kind of going back and forth right now. Legit getting a lot of momentum out of these 6As into side holds so far. I think Feremuntrus is getting a little bit of momentum off of being pretty aggressive on Siegfried's Oki, but as you can tell, like, if Siegfried wants to create endless force blocks on his wake up, he can do that. See, if Siegfried just wants to ensure that, like, no, you have to respect me when you're waking up, he can do that. And boy howdy, Feremuntrus is having a tough time just not getting hit on his wake up.
And I mean, every time hopefully he gets me started here. But every time I've watched Legit, I've always been impressed by how when that adjustment kicks in, it's just like a truck coming at you with him. And just like that, the set is over.
The number one way to ensure that Siegfried beats you quickly is play aiming. The number two way is to not respect his wake up at all. Because, frankly, when it comes to force blocks on Oki, I feel like Siegfried is one of, if not the best characters in the game. But that being said, once you have suffered through the force block, it's not like his mix-up is really all that powerful. Like, he's not a very mid-low mix-up-y kind of character. So, I feel like it's totally fine to simply respect the force block and then kind of effectively go about your day. Oh, is that a ring out? No. No, instead it's just Half-Life. Oh no, dedicated way too late. That step duck kind of killing him yet again. Yeah, Feremuntrus was having a tough time with this whole step duck thing that's going on. I guess the moves that he has to beat it can also get base holded, so he's a little bit worried.
This feels like just a wall, but he might have something here.
I have to deal with this bubble. Okay, gets through the bubble. Nah, yeah. Trying to rely on 4-6B, catching sidestep when you're at frame disadvantage. This ain't no Season 1.
Sorry, but your path ends here.
Ooh, fantastic sidestep. Ooh, a fantastic wall combo. I didn't see that coming. So he gets 2 curses. He could get a huge amount of damage here. Oh, imagine if he committed to that A+B. Jeez. He's got 3 curses
Pressure.
right now. Is that?
Alright,
Oh no, that was nothing. So what does he get out
and
of
I
this?
was
Okay.
just about to say, when he gets this launch, he's got to make it count, and boom, drops the input.
He was able to go right into a 1B, so at least there was that. But yeah, that was uber choke moment. Legit getting a little bit too ambitious with his pressure. You want to make sure that not to get too insane against Zas with the ring edge right there. Okay. Feremuntrus
No
not
word.
working full there. I don't know what happened. Feremuntrus seems a little bit locked in place right now. He's gonna have to start pressing more stuff. Nice grab break. Jeez, just duck the whole time into flapjack? That was kind of crazy.
Sorry, but your path ends here.
Soul charge.
just wants to end this right here, right now. Oh no! 4-6B into 2A whiff? Dude, Feremuntrus is doing amazing at wholeheartedly dropping a round-breaking combo into a round-breaking combo.
Sorry, but your
I don't know how he's doing that so often, but he's doing it.
It's like Feremuntrus is just opting to just wait full charge, but okay, here comes some offense.
Wow, just 3D in his face. Totally mitigating this soul charge entirely. Legit spent the entirety of his own soul charge on his face.
That is such a bad way to put it. Oh
What do you
my
mean?
god.
What are you talking about?
No, it's a totally accurate description, but it just
Yeah, goddamn right it is. You're thinking about other stuff. So where's Legit gonna go? Full ring outs, full walls. I would think that he would want walls.
Yeah, I was
Mitigate
just
ring
gonna
outs
say.
and Siegfried walk combos are a lot better, but we're hovering over no walls.
I think Feremuntrus would benefit from a stage with no walls. In this matchup, normally I would advocate for him to get a stage without with ring outs, but I think
Well, it's important to note that Legit has the chance to change the stage, because Feremuntrus just won that game.
Oh, okay, I was reading that wrong.
Yeah.
Then in that case, he should pick a stage with walls, because Feremuntrus was able to gain some momentum during that last set. Not only did he win with ring outs, right? But I feel like that threat of a ring out was also really good for him, particularly on that Witcher stage. It was just so weird, how that stage is set up. Really benefited Feremuntrus. So this is actually a legit smart choice.
Yeah, I definitely think this is 100% the correct pick. Simply for we are currently being demonstrated why it was a good pick right here, right now. Good holy lord, he was dead in 1.5 hits. So yeah, guys, if you're dealing with Siegfried on this stage, imagine 6AA is happening anytime the ring edge is anywhere in the vicinity, which on this stage it always is. It's gonna be already safe, right? No, it's not. It's just, well, it's sort of already safe.
Yeah, I thought it was. I expected him to be able to move after that.
Yeah, I guess not. Oh no, Feremuntrus, you're doing that thing where you don't respect Siegfried Wake Up again. Don't do it to yourself.
must be so. Sorry, but your path
Immediate soul charge. I like it. Feremuntrus is basically dead to like one hit. Is that dead? It is. So you got Legit to effectively waste his bar. Didn't have to spend bar on his own either, so smart stuff.
I think that was missing earlier in the set between these two, is really capitalizing on that one opportunity you might get. And that's an example where he got it and did not waste it at all. I think he was having trouble with that early on.
Dude, Feremuntrus is getting so much success with these verticals right now. Things like 4-6B and 6B plus K. He basically hasn't been wrong, like, virtually at all. There have been a handful of spots where Legit will whiff a move that puts him in base hold, and he just kind of stays there in base hold because ZOS players typically want to go with a horizontal, and he just jams 6B plus K in there and ruins Legit's day. Alright, pushing him to the wall. Luckily, he sidestepped just a tad to get out of that spot. Alright, that's going to be already saved. Trying to go for a tech trap yet again, but every time there's been a tech trap, Legit has not fallen for it. Alright,
Legit bringing it back.
pretty much 100% even at this point. I don't think anybody has any guard crush stuff that's potentially happening. Legit decides to be the first one to spend soul charge, so Feremuntrus can sit on his if he wants. Fantastic duck! Oh my god, that's so much damage. This is going to be the killer. Yeah, decides to soul charge immediately to get out of the force block situation. Doesn't want to deal with that chip damage. Does he get a punish? He doesn't! Oh, ends up just going for the mix. So much scramble. So much scrambling going on right now. Gets a curse. Siegfried just kind of waiting around. I think he caught a sidestep,
Yeah.
and the one time he techs, he ends up getting a huge tech crush combo, or tech crush combo, and that's gonna
why
kill
did
him.
I mean, he ducked extra for what reason?
Like 3 curses, but it kind of doesn't matter. Oh, and the RE doesn't do it because RE sucks from his ass. Okay, he ends up getting it. Wow.
Spaghetti
That
all
was-
around.
That whole last round was
We just
super
couldn't call
spaghetti.
it.
That was so much spaghetti going on right there. Jeez, that was pretty scary. I love the fact that, like, Feremuntrus probably went for, like, I'm gonna say, without exaggeration, I think, like, 6 or 7 tech traps. With things like 2-2A and 2-2B in so many different spots. And I even mentioned it before, that legit wasn't falling for a single one of them. Meaning you just get hit by the move on the ground, and then you get up and you continue to play Soulcalibur. And then the one time, in the most clutch moment, he ended up teching, and it just absolutely killed him, and that sucks.
Okay. Who actually won that?
That was Feremuntrus.
Alright. Next up is gonna be Incendiate and RubberBeefMan.
So we get to see an X mirror. Actually, we'll probably get to see Ivy
Really?
versus X.
No, this should be. Oh, Amy versus.
No, Ivy versus
Ivy.
X.
He played Ivy for the
You
first
think?
time.
Well, I mean, he played Ivy last time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's time to end this.
I think either one is possible, but I'm only saying that he's probably going to go Ivy simply because he went Ivy the first time. Against, who was that that did that? I don't remember.
Mouse. Or Draethion. Sorry, it's Draethion.
Yeah, Mouse Draethion.
That's-
Yeah.
I forgot that he like. I'm so used to him swapping during the tournament.
Right?
As of late, it seems like he just sticks to one the whole tournament.
Yeah, that's basically how a lot of these people are doing it nowadays. Enders will do a very similar thing, and so will Link, where they effectively just decide at the very beginning, I have decided to play Setsuka this tournament, and they will just play Setsuka like the whole time. This looks to be CJ versus Triforcer at the moment. I was under the impression that CJ was going Setsuka this whole tournament.
Open.
I guess not.
Watch and learn. En passant.
Oh no, I know exactly what happened there. Important to note, Amy 6BB, after her AMS grab, is going to stuff Soul Charge. And so be willing to bet that Triforcer tried to Soul Charge there.
Okay. Now we're gonna have Incendiate versus RubberBeefMan.
My resolve is firm.
But this looks like Azwel versus Silk.
Prepare yourself.
Feel the power of reason!
Okay, I see. It looks like they're starting now. Switch right over.
Fan the flames of the warriors fighting.
Looks like I have to give my all.
Right? Yep.
I'm going to have fun with you.
Incendiate has decided to go with Ivy.
Ivy, yay!
So what do you think of this matchup?
X is incredibly oppressive, but Incendiate was actually the one that schooled me on how to deal with X as an Ivy main. This is just going to come down to the Ivy player, which happens to be also an X player, knowing when exactly knowing when she can really poke out of some of those stance transitions, because they are not guaranteed, and that's what I had to learn the hard way. So I mean, this is really Incendiate's to win, but let's see if RubberBeefMan can, you know, give him something different he wasn't expecting. Because if he gives him X 101, Incendiate is going to win this. That's what's going to come down to.
I think that's also one of the hard things, is that I'm pretty sure these guys have played against each other a significant amount of times. And so it's even more difficult for RubberBeefMan simply because he can't necessarily throw something at Incendiate that he hasn't seen before, either because of the character he's playing, but also because of his own personal style. So it's rough going all around. I really wish that RubberBeefMan was prepared to go for that CE punish when he blocked that 3B, and now he's just running into grabs and stuff, and that sucks. But Incendiate is dead to a CE. Doesn't guess right on the mix. That one moment where Incendiate was in yellow life, and RubberBeefMan blocked a 3B. He should have been dead.
Really just gonna have to smother Incendiate, but I mean, the thing about Ivy too is when she gets those moments where she does like a move that takes up a lot of time, I mean, to me that's more time to think, and it can be a real momentum killer too. Like, this bring out was so weird. What was that?
That was like, okay, so he did full crouch 3B, and it whipped, and then RubberBeefMan just like decided to do the combo as if it had happened with the 6K, which does put Xianghua in the air, and so that's why it was like this weird flubbing. Oh man, he could have done so much damage there. I really feel like RubberBeefMan is missing out on a lot of opportunities, and that stinks. For instance, the 2-2-way whip. Oh, doesn't get anything in the dead spot either. If he amps up this whip punishing, he'll find this goes so much smoother. Easier said than done, I know, but the second he starts getting these whip punishes, Incendiate will feel a lot less cavalier with some of these command grabs on, like, when he's, like, running in and stuff like that.
Incendiate just opting to continue harassing with the 6-6A as an Ivy player, as you should.
Can somebody go back and look at the recording just to see how much meter Incendiate gained from the moment that he started just, like, pressing all those buttons from far away? I feel like he got a lot. Incendiate doing a fantastic job spacing out that Xianghua 3A as well, so he doesn't really have... He's doing a lot of, like, rolls and stuff, too. Ooh. Anything to make the Xianghua pressure awkward. Good punish. Oh. Didn't expect the second hit, huh? Now he's kind of dead to a CE. Incendiate could be in Bad News Bears territory, and he is, so that's going to be 2 rounds to RubberBeefMan. Please tell me I didn't lie. No, I didn't lie. I was only sort of scared there. I hope nobody saw that. Oh, no punish? Oh, then he had 2 full bars. He could do something here. It's getting a little bit too cavalier with these command grabs. They were working, and they are still sort of working, but now he can only take... Like, he can take 0 more of those. The second there's 1 correct duck, that's a CE and you're dead. And there it is.
Speaking of, I mean, I think the issue is not necessarily the grabs, it's where Incendiate is putting them, and thus far he's just been off of 6-6A, especially off of 3K. He's just been peppering like one single move and then going into a command grab. And I think RubberBeefMan really just picked up on that and made the necessary adjustments. So every time Incendiate just threw out a button, RubberBeefMan ducked.
Oh, he decides to keep with Ivy, but yes, I do agree that, and it kind of makes sense, right? Because when RubberBeefMan was ducking those grabs, what exactly is Incendiate using to enforce and condition RubberBeefMan to stay standing for the grabs, right? 6-6A really isn't doing it. 3K doesn't do enough damage to do it. So effectively, he was putting himself in kind of like a negative mix-up. Just barely gets the wall. I don't think he was. I think he was assuming that he wasn't going to get the wall there.
Right, opting to go for space, but Incendiate has to be careful with this because the thing about playing as an Ivy main on this stage is like you know, you go and you create space and suddenly your back is against the wall.
Man, once again, some of these spots, RubberBeefMan is just not necessarily getting the amount of damage that he could. Incendiate getting very aggressive with his wake up and decides to use a move that pushes out just enough so that he could get a mid-low mix. So smart stuff. Fantastic job getting away from that 6 BB too. Nice duck. Doesn't get a punish though. Oh no.
This is gonna be some damage into launcher. Yes. Oh no.
What happened?
Sometimes when you do that combo up close, it whiffs. It just was, but it looks like it was a misinput on Incendiate's part too. There's no reason to do 3A in the middle of that combo. So I think he was trying to just restand with the 3A and then go into command grab. That's probably what he was trying to attempt there. But takes a round, takes the second round.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like RubberBeefMan is kind of falling apart here.
And now what Incendiate doing is he's placing the grabs in places where Ivy players would normally throw them. At the end of a move, on Oki. Now it's forcing RubberBeefMan to make a second adjustment, which, you know, now he's just responding with more offense. And this should kill. It might leave just a pinch of health.
6BA. I would have been right. Yeah, that grab coming again. RubberBeefMan would, I definitely think would do better to continue on with like the step ducks and really just stepping or ducking on Incendiate's own wake up, just to get away from some of these grabs. And you definitely don't want to be whipping something like that.
Yeah, and he's just spacing him out perfectly right now. And oh no, she was just too far. Didn't get picked up, but still takes it.
Yeah, I think overall, if RubberBeefMan cleans up a little bit of his tactics there, then he'll be in a perfectly reasonable way. But like some of these whip punishes could have been things like 3B, instead they were AA. Some of the whip punishes could have been CE, instead they were nothing. And if you clean up 60-70% of those, suddenly you're not going to be going 2-1 against Incendiate. You're going to potentially be going 2-0 your favor. So that's all it takes.
Alright, guys.
That puts our winners finals to Incendiate versus Feremuntrus.
Yes, sir. Progressing through this tournament, and you know, just like that, you know, I'm gonna take some time to shout out the match arena once again. Currently, we are at $97.59, but we can still always use your support since this definitely helps the players out. Please take a second of your time to hit the match arena page, ! Match arena in the chat. We still have 53 codes left to use, so there's tons of codes left for you guys to help the tournament out. We also have these sponsor quests as well, which help the tournament even further. We got Lucid Sound, Power A, G Fuel Energy, Matcherino. We got Punch Planet. We got Twitter quests, YouTube quests, Twitch quests, and Click quests. And make sure you click the white dots for all of that extra sponsor money. Thank you guys so much for supporting the tournament. Shout out to the top contributors, Regular Zach, Silo Zen, and Psycho Blue. Anybody that subscribes to the stream will throw in $1 to the Matcherino as well to support this community tonight. Thank y'all for watching.
My attempts to speed this up kind of backfired, I feel.
It's okay.
I am going to run a loser side match. Let us have find Yoshi 6 and JSabbs.
Remember the last time I saw these two guys play? Maybe it hasn't happened before.
Don't worry, you know, I'll let the VF people know. They said it's okay if we're a little bit over.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like that VF cross caliber connection that we made. You know, it's all good.
Good. I was feeling bad about that.
Harpooner says hi, by the way.
Ah, that's great. What a guy. Yeah, we're actually yeah. Sadly, I skipped a couple of winners quarterfinals, but we're gonna cross over into losers. Yeah, like I said, this is gonna be Yoshi 6 versus JSabbs.
This looks like CJ yet again fighting against an Astaroth. Yeah, this looks to be Rikuto. Let's do with the Star Crush. Alright, you got the wall, CJ. Nope, now you don't. Smart for Rikuto to be aggressive with that soul charge there to keep CJ from gaining a bar.
What's wrong? Give up already?
Just trying to find JSabbs.
See Groh, I imagine that's Olcadanswrath? Who is that? Yeah, that's Olcadanswrath versus Lionide. Trying to think about, actually, now that I think about it, the UK probably has the most Groh representation out of any region nowadays, because Dexus will sometimes play Groh to a significant degree, and then you also have Andy Rue. Our Groh representation kind of died at the retirement of Icy Chains, but now that Olcadanswrath is back, then we get to see him at least a little bit. Kind of ironic, seeing as how Groh is better than ever. Where's JSabbs? You could always ask him in the Discord.
I mean, I'm expecting him
You're
to
almost
respond in Discord.
But the other Discord.
Yeah, but
You know it.
he's in the fucking tournament.
But he's also other places, because when people are in the tournament, they don't necessarily act as entities of a tournament.
Yeah, well, and they can get DQ'd. Come on.
Everyone is playing Xianghua. Is she the goat of SC6? I'm not even convinced that Xianghua is top 10 in the game. Weirdly enough. It's a possibility that the character gets boosted just due to the... Okay, we get the biggest stage in the roster.
In a cursed,
And it's going to be a matter of... what I always say is that I think that when you haven't played against an Azwel for a long time, or maybe it's the first time you're playing against a certain Azwel, if you can figure out their timing with regards to their mixes, obviously you're going to be in a real good spot, and as long as you can punish the super-de-duper punishable stuff that Azwel has, your weapon arts, your sword AB, all of that kind of stuff, and just pick him apart, you're going to be in a fantastic spot. Pushing him up against the wall like this would definitely count as putting him in a bad way.
So let me ask you, would you put Azwel in that same category as X? Outside
No, I think Azwel is worse than that.
Oh.
I think that Azwel has significant weaknesses and certain matchups that are quite difficult. That I think he's just a tiny step below that.
What I'm hearing is, for Azwel, it truly is a knowledge check.
Yeah, it could be, but it's also, I mean, he does have forced mixes, like we just saw there, so he can still just win, assuming that he's right about his axe mix-ups. But especially with some of the nerfs that they ended up putting on him, he effectively is forced to stay in Axe, and putting a character like Azwel in Axe, where he's just straight up doing mixes, where one of the options, Axlow, is unsafe, is effectively just saying this character is all about the roll of the dice. And a character like that is not typically that powerful of a character. Astaroth is very similar to that, where it's just like, hey, if you got the read, and you win. It's like, well, if you don't have, and that's really kind of all the character has, it's like, Yoshi does not need to win simply because he guesses correctly. You know what I mean? Like, he can win off of that, but he could also just win by, like, being very non-committal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, that being said, JSabbs has kind of not been in Axe virtually at all, and he's kind of just, like, slaughtered him with swords. Kind of having a relative amount of success. Some of the Axe lows have not really been on point. Nice side step. Damn, he got hit by Axe 6B and then just AA. Oh, another fantastic side step. JSabbs definitely knows the matchup enough to know like where he can press. That's the other thing about Azwel, is that his side step is terrible, so that's also very frustrating to deal with.
I think he's just having a hard time keeping the offense consistent. Which I guess in this matchup is understandable, because Yoshi is definitely one of those characters that just, out of nowhere, just the pressure comes, and, like, look at this. He can easily take this with one combo.
That kind of stinks. Yeah, I'm surprised that JSabbs decided to run up there. I'm not even sure what weapon he had. It looks like he tried to, like, crouch, and then I think he assumed he had Spear, but he didn't. So the wall rising, like, 1B, or the full crouch 1B, just, like, didn't... It came out really, really slowly. So I don't know what was up. Wait, what? Is this a thing he can do?
Yoshimitsu.
I was unaware that JSabbs had any semblance of a Yoshi.
Yoshimitsu.
And it freaked out Yoshi 6 so much that he went back to button select. Funny, I didn't really think that the match went that badly, but you know, I don't know.
The cacophony of battle 1. Fight.
This could potentially, assuming that JSabbs has a competent Yoshi, this still could be relatively tough, only because the chances of him having all of the wall combos 100% prepared is significantly less of a chance than Yoshi 6 having them prepared, and this stage leads me to believe that like wall combos are going to decide.
Yes, absolutely. One of the points I wanted to make, and this is actually a point that I was making on my own stream the other night, is that Yoshimitsu on this stage is just like incredibly oppressive. Like, this is his stage. This is his stage. So a big component of a Yoshi mirror is going to be who can really capitalize those moments against the wall, and that's going to make a big difference. Like now, I mean, clearly Yoshi 6,
wow.
I mean, this is what he's been doing all, you know, he's gotten so good over this period recently. And I mean, those wall combos are a huge part of it. I mean, as a Yoshi player, you have to be able to capitalize on those. And then be able to push your opponent towards the wall. Like, set them up to be at the wall.
JSabbs practicing his IMTFs. One of the other things that Yoshi 6 is really good at is the fact that like he's doing these huge combos into additional resets that JSabbs is also incorrect about. So like it's giving him additional pressure upon additional damage even after these big combos that it seems like out of the two of them only he has. So yeah, and this is something that Yoshi 6 was looking for at the start of the last round as well, those double bar lethal hits. And yeah, that's definitely not what JSabbs wanted, and so now he's at the wall with a huge meter. He has a lot of meter. He could try and do something assuming he can get up. There you go. You got something going on. Got the wall. I like the combo, sort of. Oh, fantastic jump kick there. And another fantastic duck. Boy. Yeah, one of the things that really kept that match from going in JSabbs' favor was the fact that he was just wrong on mid-low guesses like a whole bunch. Yoshi 6 with the jump kicks, with the ducks, a whole bunch. and it just overall didn't really pan out for him. What are you gonna do?
He tried.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Oh gosh, I was really hoping that other matches would be done by now. Haha. Why don't we take a moment to talk about the match Reno?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying this consistent Soulcalibur action. Once again, you know, if you guys are enjoying this tournament, please take a second to hit up the match Reno. If you guys are enjoying, show it on screen. Okay, guys. So we are currently at almost $100, guys. Make sure to use the Make sure to use the claim codes, guys. We have 53 codes left to use, so please make sure you check out the Match Arena codes if you have a moment. Check out the special sponsor quest from Power IA, G Fuel Energy. We got Match Arena. We got Punch Planet. We got YouTube Quest, Twitch Quest, Click Quest, and Discord Quest. Anybody that subscribes to the stream, we donate $1 to the tournament as well, and it is September, so basically $4 a sub at the moment. Thank you guys for supporting the event, and you know, please use all those free clicks to donate to the tournament.
Okay. So this is Rikuto and Nowo. We'll chill with these guys for a bit. I kind of need somebody else to finish their match so I can put them on.
I think this might be a match of guard damage. Who is going to get more guard damage the quickest? Or it might be a race of Rikuto trying to kill Nowo before he can inevitably get the guard crush. It's also got a lot more meter. I think Mina could potentially be pretty tough for Astaroth to worry about because she has a pretty fantastic lethal hit if she ducks grabs.
I'm surprised Noah went with Mina. I would think he'd go Voldo first. And I don't know why. I just feel like... Well, I think that's a good point about that.
So, we're watching Nowo versus Rikuto. I also just got Deodin and Yoshi 6 to play, so when they're done, we're going to have the winner of this versus the winner of that. On the side, Draethion and Gateway are playing. When that's done, I'm going to try and stream the winner of that versus Olcadanswrath. Once again, sorry, I should have run more matches from winners before trying to move on. It ended up going faster than I anticipated, and we did not get quite fast enough. So we're just going to watch a couple losers side matches and catch up that way. Yeah, or if you want to look at game one.
Okay, got it. Who this?
This is Olcadanswrath versus Nowo.
Okay, cool.
Oh, this was Nowo. Who was the Mina that was playing against Rikuto?
Maybe I misspoke. This is... Sorry, this is 8-way versus Draethion.
Dre is playing Mina.
Oh, sorry.
What is going on?
I also got confused because of the characters.
Yeah, that and I can understand why you got confused. 8-Way I've seen play Groh, like that's not the zaniest thing in the world, but
But he's
that-
usually playing broccoli.
Yeah, this is not. I didn't expect this. My bad. Before this though, I did see that there is a round already, a match already over. This is the second one.
Oh. 8-Way is playing Seong.
No, 8-Way is playing
Groh?
Groh. Yeah.
He's so
Almost
confused.
certainly.
People play so many characters these days.
8-Way definitely has a Groh. I know that.
this is
What?
the curse of the pandemic.
Has it been 4
no, I
years?
haven't
Has
seen
it been
it.
4
You
years
know
since
what?
the game came out yet? 3 something?
2018.
Yeah, 2018 is when it came out.
I see.
You know, to be perfectly honest, I think I've seen 8-Way play Mina too. So.
Oh
Definitely.
my
I
god, you might be
personally played
right,
against
because
Mina.
I know that Dre has a Groh.
I definitely seen
shit.
8-Way play Mina.
Like,
And
not,
that's the thing. 8-Way usually
No, I
plays
don't know.
broccoli.
yeah.
8-Way, I think 8-Way's actually the Mina, yeah.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't make a lot of sense. Now I'm really confused.
Extermination complete. Proceed.
Alright, someone won.
We're about to find out.
Are we?
I mean, they'll tell me. I hope.
Will they, though?
Well, whoever it was is going to be fighting Olcadanswrath, that's for sure.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, that really is the question. Whoever says something to me, what? It was Draethion. Draethion was playing Groh.
Of course he was.
Oakland definitely has a Groh.
The noble wolves.
Definitely
Always
has.
has.
Yeah,
That's 100%. I've seen it offline.
but based on the amount of times we've seen Draethion play tonight, this would be his third character. Yeah, we've seen him play Nightmare tonight, seen him play Setsuka, and now he's on Siegfried. It's quite the collection.
Yeah, you already see it. You already see it. Raw vendor. A bit awkward to deal with. Okay. Oh my. Oh my god.
Careful, and I mean the mix, the schmix.
Good. Okay. Raw vendor. All right. That makes sense. Wall splat. Big combo. Raise, isn't it like 50 health? Gotta make a comeback. No punish there. A little awkward. Really annoying when your opponent has to like a large majority of -12 blows when you get like big damage at low health on 14, but they're all -12, you know what I mean?
That's something we had brought up earlier. You know, Siegfried really just all he can really do is what, kick you
Yeah.
for -12, and that's really. I mean, I'm not. I have no sympathy for him personally, but you know, in the grand scheme of things, if he had the ability to do more on the -12, maybe that would discourage his opponents from just throwing those moves out. For
I
sure.
guess it's okay when you can just throw out like a oh, you ducked there. Wow, that was really scary. When you're playing like this, right? You just have like all these horizontals that you can throw a Groh, you know, and try to approach you. He doesn't really have like good type crouching moves, so AGA is really good here. Okay. You can see Olcadan, he's going for like pressure by the wall to close the distance and not allow him to run a game plan he wants to have.
Yeah, and it's been working out pretty well for him. I mean, that should have been the game there, but you know, wall combos, off access, kind of wonky sometimes,
Yeah.
but takes it there.
The preventative stuff from Olcadan. Maybe see an adjustment from Draethion here. Well, that's just really, really something to deal with that raw range, right? So
Man, it just feels like everything is moving so fast. He plays such an explosive Groh.
Yeah, you really can, I think, do that in this matchup, especially as long as like something like that happens, right? You get hit and then you're in the Siegfried Oki, then it's a little rough, you know. Or you're forced here in this position, you can't move. Draethion trying to capitalize on the wall splat, does not get it here. But yeah, you see that he gets like any advantage, small poke. Like, it's so hard to deal with, I think, in this matchup. That's really the intelligent way to go about it. Except when you whiff or you do something really punishable.
Oh, nice.
Punish
dog. No, but wasn't able to bring it all the way to the end there.
Ooh, let's get lethal hit.
What's the condition for that?
Soul charging. Well, unique edition, right? Okay, he's gonna get the 3B counter hit and the CE for the 6 stacks. Very nice. He's down very far, so this is a good development, I think.
Oh, nice stuff. Really good reaction from Draethion.
Very good. Ooh, excellent front grab break. He's trying to find something. Olcadan is pushing very much so.
Full charge? Oh, doesn't get a chance to.
Does not get to do that there. I don't think he even had enough time. Oh, he got all the stacks here. I don't think he's gonna activate Dark Legacy. He's gonna try and save it for the last round, but he can get early Dark Legacy here if he so felt like. Oh, he's gonna just do it right away. Okay, all right. Early Dark Legacy. He's not allowed to whiff. He's not allowed to get counter hit. He's not allowed to do very much. He's gonna be really tough. That's a whole bunch of damage. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now he has to be very careful of pressing a Dre. You see, so he doesn't have it, but it's okay. He just counter hit him for his life.
That was pretty great.
Oh,
and I mean,
backstep.
Yeah, Olcadan is trying to play the spacing game, but he is just running into offense from Draethion.
Yeah, it's like a proactive defense coming out from Dre with all these like mid horizontals and basic buttons. It's not gonna matter though when you end up stand guarding into 1AK from Groh. Oh my lord! But does he make it back here? Is this the round that he wins? Okay, Olcadan's gonna try and prevent that comeback with Soul Charge. Get out of there. Very unique response in Soulcalibur 6. You love to see it. Doesn't sidestep the 6B. Oh my gosh, so much pressure when AK. Oh, he's dead. It's really unfortunate.
I mean, Draethion had an opportunity there, but Olcadan just slightly sidestepped and was able to capitalize.
Yeah, very, very good position there to just recognize that his opponent, all he needs to do is hit him one time and he's dead. You know what I mean? So good stuff for excellent defense.
Oi. Well, I really want what I really want is for
So tell me what you want, what you really want.
Yeah. Listen, I went back to the 90s for a moment. I've got one match that is, I hope, based on just reading things in Discord, almost over. And then I can get Rikuto and the winner of that up. Okay, so yeah, let's watch this because we're gonna see the winner of this. This is Yoshi 6. So the winner of this match, they are currently 1-1, and the winner of this is going to go on to fight Rikuto. So yeah, let's take a look.
You know, I could immediately tell it was Yoshi 6 because he'd used the fully deepest K cancel. He loves using that, like, so much, and then just doing it into like a mid or a low. see how the Yoshi players use that.
Middle. Take this.
This is loser side bracket, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dayon is fighting for her life right now.
I mean, to make it this far, just had to go through a gauntlet, really.
Yeah, really. There's a lot of killers out there in these folks.
You're mine.
Doing well so far, it looks like. 3 roses, second round. I mean, and she won that last round with no roses. Like, got a meter to spare, you know. No punish there, very unfortunate. Yoshimitsu AB is nice. 18. Good response with the soul charge. You don't ever want to be planted against a wall like that. Against Yoshimitsu, you just lose your life. Good right, Oki here, force block, okay. Just mixing him to death. Immediate AMS grab, he's dead. Fill the red rose just for the one time. Don't know if she's on set point, but this is looking good for her.
Yeah, I
Weird.
picked in on this and it was 1-1.
Oh, so this is
Unfortunately,
just soul charge. Nothing to fuck with. That is so powerful. Oh my gosh, that whiff on her. Okay. The force block. This is gonna get tight step, right? No, she doesn't know. Like Yoshimitsu
Even
6.
that, I mean, you kind of have to react to that.
It's like I-30. Once you see the flash, you just hit like 8, literally. If you're already blocking, you just hit 8. You just side step it. He spent that soul charge trying to make a comeback or even get a life leak because like he's down around, right? And now he has no meter. They spend on any Brave Edge moves. This is like prime time for Dowden. She gets like any mix-up, any combo, anything hits right now, and she wins. Okay. He has a little bit of meter. He gets maybe a punish something here. Soul attack. Okay. That's the main
Right,
Claim victory.
So she's going to proceed here into the losers bracket. Further on, eliminating Yoshi 6, who is like legitimately no slouch. This guy comes out offline and really surprises people, you know. So good run from Yoshi 6.
Okay, so we're gonna finish out top 8 finally with Rikuto versus Deoden. Deoden might need a minute. I don't know. We're gonna see what she says.
Yeah, let me know. If the tournament is stalled,
But
you know,
yeah, we are solidly in top 8 now. The last match being, as noted, Rikuto versus Deoden.
if you're stalled, I can end the local recording now. It sounds like it.
Taking a look at the bracket now. You got Rikuto, Deoden, Legit, and Olcadan, and then
Are you stalled,
Jordan
brother?
Feremuntrus, right?
Yep. So after we get this, we're gonna, close out the losers quarterfinals with Legit and Olcadan, the winner of this versus RubberBeefMan.
Nice.
Oh wait, they can't hear me.
You know, I've roomed.
Oh,
Legit.
hey,
that guy's really cool.
no, I was about to ask you, are you guys stalled at the moment? Oh no, never mind. I see a match coming.
So yeah, this is, we're down to the single stream. Okay, so Deoden needs a minute. Let's talk about the match arena while she's.
Okay, yeah, cool. And then after the set, like, I'll have to stop local recording for a sec. After the set. All right, guys. So yeah, let's talk about